So I wrote a letter to my college professors, and I said this in my other video, I'll say it again, I'm going to be coming out to them via email. The semester starts on the 29th of August, and today, I always do my dates really late. Today is August 6, 2011. It is a Saturday. It's not too warm for a Saturday in August, thank goodness. So I'm going to send that to them probably today. I mentioned I have one professor that I've already had and a really small class that I've already had. I wrote a separate letter for her because it's sort of a different situation. Everyone else I wrote the same letter for, and I haven't really met other people who have done the same thing. The guy I talked to came out in high school in his senior year to some people, to friends and teachers, but medically transitioned for 2 years. The first 2 years he took off from college, so I don't really know anyone in the same situation. I'm going to go ahead, just in case you guys are interested, and insert the letter here. Alright, so I went to grab the emails that I wrote my professors, and I was looking over the video and wanting to see if there's anything that I should add or change or anything like that, and I noticed that you guys got an awesome glimpse of my beautiful tan. I'm very Irish, and there was the sun was out. It actually came back out now a little bit, and it was there was a shadow on my face, and my neck and everything else looked kind of like I was radioactive. I am very Irish, and what isn't Irish is Welsh, is Scottish, and English. I did go on vacation, I really did. I was on the beach for 3 nights, and I waded in the water, and I hung out on the beach, and I walked around in the sun, and I went and got ice cream and dripped on my hands in 3 seconds because it was so sunny and bright outside. And I was in the sun in New York City, and I was in the sun in Connecticut, and I walked around all day in Boston, and this is my tan, and sunlight, so whatever, but I actually did get slightly a shade tanner on my arms. My girlfriend was like, maybe. This is my tan. I'm mostly freckled, actually, which is cool. I don't know, I like freckles. I'm weird. So yeah, sorry about the glowing. I try. I don't know, tans really aren't my thing. Maybe partially because I can never get one. So yeah, sorry about that. I'm not an alien. Well, who knows if I'm an alien, but I'm not radioactive. It's okay, no need to worry. The Third World War has not started yet, and if it did, I'm not sure if it would be with nukes. So, without further ado, this is for my professors who don't know me yet. So this is how the letter goes. Dear professors, I am writing this to introduce myself before class starts in a couple weeks. I'm a sophomore, aspiring theater and physics double major, and on your roster, my name will appear as insert birth name here. In the past year or so, I've been much more assertive about the gender identity I've had my whole life, male. I've been seeing a therapist experienced with transgender and gender non-conforming youth for a few months now, and have begun steps in physically presenting my inner or mental gender. In order to consistently live this part of my identity, I would ask that you refer to me by my last name when calling roll and during class, and by male pronouns when using them. I do have a chosen first name, but due to my previous year at the school known by my birth first name, last name, and various nicknames, depending on the situation, using my last name is, I think, the best option. Since I have not changed my legal name or gender marker yet, I have not gone through the name change process in the school records. Nonetheless, this is an important request for me, for my comfort and to avoid general confusion in class. If you have any questions or feel this is not feasible, please feel free to contact me. I thank you in advance for your consideration and understanding. And that's because, if you guys are going into college the first time, if any of you are, as a freshman, you haven't done anything at that school before, talking to the Dean of Res Life or Academic Services or something like that, and getting them to talk to professors might be a good idea. If you're already presenting as male most of the time, full-time, whatever, and many of us, don't feel comfortable living in female dorms, then you'll have to do that anyway. And this is just for me because I've already been to school a year and not really been assertive about my gender identity and gone by my birth name. So that was that little sentence in there about whatever was just for me. Yeah, and for me also, using my last name if I don't pass or whatever, since I'm not in hormones yet, is a good way to kind of ease that in. But that's just me. There's a general template. If you guys want to use any of that, or if you have any suggestions, if you've done something like that, I'd love to hear them. And feel free to use any of that you want. I just sort of came up with that. Whatever. Here's the one to my physics professor, who's the one that I've already been in class with and had some troubles with. Dear Professor, insert professor's last name here. I'm writing this to inform you of something before the semester begins in a couple weeks. Throughout my life, I've been struggling with something that has become increasingly difficult for me. My past year at school, I did not have the means to do much about it, but towards the end of the spring semester and during summer, I've been seeing a therapist specializing in transgender and genderqueer youth. I currently do not have the legal changes necessary to change my name and gender marker on school records, nor do I think this would be a wise course of action at this time, given that I've already spent a year at insert college name here. In our class, as well, I am in a unique position, given that you and an increasingly shrinking class has known me under one name and gender for a year. If possible, I would appreciate it if you could use my last name and avoid pronoun use when referring to me during class. I understand you aren't used to it, and certainly won't be devastated if you accidentally use my first name on occasion, nor do I want to make an issue out of my gender, which I'm sure physics is completely indifferent to. But I have begun small physical steps toward presenting as male, and using this name in class would ease this transition along at college and make me feel much more comfortable day to day. If you have any questions or feel this isn't feasible, or don't feel this is feasible, please feel free to let me know, and thank you again in advance for your consideration and understanding. So, there you go, and hope that helps, guys.